All right, so for science today, you're going to continue what about viruses? So, yesterday, you started this doc and hopefully got to part 3. That's my hope. So, you had to kind of figure out what you thought you already knew, watch the Amoeba Sisters, who I love, and answer the questions, and then do some predicting and drawing what your thoughts were about what a bacteria and a virus look like, and then how you think they reproduce, and then you had to create a hypothesis about the difference between a virus and a bacteria. Some of you may have gotten to this video. I said this yesterday in my other video, but I'm going to say it again. He is British, so he has an accent. And you do need to listen very carefully to get the answers to some of these questions. So make sure that you are explaining fully and clearly, because I am going to check them and I am going to hold you accountable later in the week if you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. So I want to go over the rest of this because I really didn't talk about it yesterday because I knew that you wouldn't get that far or shouldn't get that far. So for part 5, you have been introduced to some new vocabulary. So you need to just drag these boxes up to the correct picture. There have been some issues with Canva not allowing you to drag things. So this is unlocked right now. These are unlocked, so they should let you drag them. But if for some reason they don't, just make sure that these locks are not locked, because you can see as soon as I lock it, it doesn't let it move. So I created it, and I don't know if that makes a difference, but if those locks are on, just click them until they're unlocked, and then it should allow you to drag these words and make sure that you hit save. All right, for part 6, you're going to watch this video where this scientist, and I don't remember her name, Dr. Finch, she's going to discuss the difference between viruses and how they reproduce, and viruses invading a cell and what happens, which also has to do with them reproducing. She uses M&Ms. So what you're going to do is you're going to open up this box and you're going to replicate how she represents a bacteria reproducing versus a virus reproducing with a drawing. Now, again, with the tools you can draw, you may want to use shapes maybe because M&Ms are circles. Balloons are kind of ovally, so you could probably, if you can find an oval shape in here for a balloon, you could do that. You could use something like this. You could even use elements and search for a balloon. If you really, because I'm under shapes. If you really wanted to get fancy, it doesn't have to be anything super fancy. The more important part is that it's accurate. Okay, so you're drawing a diagram with labels to show how bacteria reproduces using the M&M model, so how she models it with the M&Ms, and then draw a diagram with labels. So I need to know what is what in this one because it's a little more complicated, to show how viruses invade a cell and what happens using the M&M and balloon model. So she uses both an M&M and a balloon for the virus. And then in your own words, in at least 3 complete sentences, you need to explain the differences between how bacteria and viruses reproduce and spread by the end of the video. Okay? Then what you're going to do is you're going to go into part 7, which has the same questions as part 1, but you're going to reevaluate your choices and see if any of them have perhaps changed. So you're going to read the same statements and you're going to say to yourself, do I still feel like this is true, or do I still feel like this is false, or have I changed my opinion now that I have completed this doc? Okay, so some of you will get through part 7 maybe, and some of you won't, and that's okay. I would say that you should have a goal of getting through at least part 4. If you don't get beyond that, it's not that big of a deal. Part 6 is pretty cool. She does a really good job of explaining it, but you can get the basic differences between bacteria and viruses by getting through part 4. So you need to be in your seat, you need to be working independently, you should not be talking to other people, you need to make sure that you're focused and that you're doing what you need to, so that you're not sitting on your time completing this at another time, because that would be unfortunate, especially because it looks like the weather is starting to turn. So make sure that you're making good choices.